Stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet. The stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet. I hit the ground running when I'm invading your country. Instill with honor and discipline. Throw my guns like onions. Dressed in camo with ammo for every situation I handle. They got us marching and stepping by my platoon. This
is G.I. Kyle. When I'm not taking shirtless selfies on Instagram and drinking White Claw while having hot sex with my wife Karen and making truck videos, I like to listen to the shows on VRS, Veteran Radio Syndicate, your home for the best quality veteran entertainment.
Welcome, everybody, friends and family, hogs and operators, to another edition of the bar right here on the Vet Radio Syndicate, the organized symbol of excellence for online entertainment for veterans and patriots alike. I'm your host, John Kerwin, a.k.a. Minnie. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. Ayoyes. Also a card-carrying member of the E4 Mafia, allegedly, and an OG of the Veteran Radio Syndicate. I'm here to host the longest-running show on this network. And to be honest with you, I feel like shit. Last night, at 45, it finally hit me. Oh, shit, you're old, bro. Like, you are getting old. Used to take care of myself pretty good, despite the drinking and the cigarettes and whatnot. But I worked out, I ran, and then I quit that. My second wife got sick, and then I haven't come back to it. I did tree work for quite a few years, so at least, strength-wise, I was in shape for sure. But, oh, Jesus. All night drinking, waiting for the ball to drop, and then, 12 o'clock, you're drinking the same thing all night. Guinness, a little bit of JMO, and then all of a sudden, wife's like, "Oh yeah, we got to drink the champagne, which is like got more sugar on it than anything in the world, including the alcohol." And oh my God, I still feel it from yesterday, guys. I really do. I feel like shit. And it's just, it's coming to an end, guys. It really is. I just can't do it anymore, man. It's just, as I just took a shot and I have one poured out for me. But hey, we have a couple special guests. Well, we for sure have a special guest tonight. Brandon Mancini. If I screw up his name, he'll let me know. And we might have a very special guest coming on later. It depends on where he's at and if he's available to hop on his phone or not. But I won't give it away yet. I'll bring on my co-host. Brandy will be with us soon. Radio, I don't think is going to make it tonight, which is unfortunate because the music in the background always, I don't know, just puts me in a good mood, man. And I like that you guys can respond and put requests in, and the dude within an instant, no matter what song it is, he's never been stumped. So it's awesome. Let me take care of a little bit of business real quick. Remember, Monday, Ron Ripley and the Riplonians at 2100 Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday is at Jester's Court with CJ Thomas at 2000 Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, If You Drink with Heather Clark at 2000 Eastern Standard Time. And Thursday, the Stone Vet with Sergeant G, a.k.a. Juan Garcia at 2000 Eastern Standard Time. And immediately following that, Yes, I Am the Veteran with Brandy Pett and Melissa Christine. Friday, the Texas Revolution. She'll be back eventually. Todd caught Legionnaire's pneumonia. Go figure. Didn't go to the hospital and put himself in the hurt locker. But good news is that he is recovering slowly but surely. And one of these days, we're actually going to do a little fundraiser for him, get their GoFundMe out there because he's going to be out of work for a very long time. And yes, there's insurance, but there's gaps. There's gaps when somebody gets seriously ill. So I want to help him and Yvette out as much as I possibly can. Of course, tonight you have the bar and Sunday Sports Church, 1900 Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk all about the college football playoffs presented by the SEC. And then the VRS Hero Show at 2100 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if it's going to be on tomorrow or not. George Pardos is currently out, and so if he comes back in, if he makes the show, great. If he not, no worries. Eugene says, I missed the chance of getting into Betty's pants. Yeah, Jeff said, can we talk about Betty? Oh, we're going to talk about Betty for sure. My wife's checking in, and my favorite Australian. You know you're beloved by Australians when they call you a cunt. It just is what it is. And there he is on his alternate account, Mr. John Porta. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. All right. He is also a United States Marine Corps veteran. He's a fellow cheesehead, which means he hails, for those of you playing the home game, he hails from the great state of Wisconsin, where we are outnumbered by deer and cows combined, but it is a lovely, beautiful place. He's also the co-host on Sports Church, as I said before. You can catch it at 1900 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow right here on the Vet Radio Syndicate. As some say, he loves me. What's going on, T? You're muted, bro. Good job. Way to start out. Thanks for picking me up. I feel like shit. I'm phoning it in, and you just come in here with no fucking audio. Good job. You're killing me, Smalls. I don't know why you have no audio. Chris Bernwall, what's going on, brother? John says, you had 99 years, you could pull it off. I don't think you had a chance. Bill, Happy New Year, RC. Thank you, man. One job. You had one job. Eugene says, one job, T. And you bring a guest on. The man's, I think, sitting in his car, being very patient, very polite. And his freaking computer is screwed up 6 ways from Sunday. Chris says, I'll be getting the info out for UNT tomorrow night. Nice. Yeah. Dude, Chris is a great fan, and he stands a really good chance of replacing Pterodactyl on Sports Church because he seems to know more than about the NHL and the UFC than T actually does. But T's my boy. I love him. So while we wait for Brittany T to fix his problem, well, I guess we'll bring on our guest. I didn't even know we were having this. T's really good at communication. Let's bring him on and have a little chat, if you will. I didn't know I was going to do an interview, but here we go. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, my man. How are you?
I'm all right. Like I said, I feel like crap, man. I went a little too hard in the paint last night. And it's killing me. So tell us who you are, what you're all about, where'd you serve, what you do. Give us a skinny, if you will.
Hey, yeah, no problem. So my name is Brandon Mancini. You were close there, but
I apologize.
Make that mistake the first time. No worries, man. No worries. I do not take offense. I was an infantry Marine, so it's really hard to offend me, as a matter of fact.
You do got to put in the work, I know.
0331, I did my first 2 years with Fast Company.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I've been out I got out June of 2000, so I've been out quite a few years now. Spent the last 20 years working as a personal trainer, fitness professional. My wife and I have owned a supplement company for the last 10 years. She's been in the salon and beauty industry for as long as I've been in health and fitness. So we initially launched with a hair growth vitamin, and then we expanded that into a line of hair growth products. I wanted to get into the sports supplement game for a couple of years. In 2017, I was hit by an intoxicated driver and pinned between two cars. And through that comeback process, my sports supplement brand, I Am Supplements, was born. There was this moment when I was in the hospital, and the doctor told me that the day before my accident I was squatting 405. The day after my accident I was walking with a walker. So she told me that due to my exercise and strength history, that's what allowed me to keep my leg and possibly keep my life. But I needed to understand that I was not. She said, I need you to understand those days are behind you.
Ooh.
And I understand her intent.
Sure.
Was to help me. But I told her, I said, who's in charge of my care? And I didn't think about this at all, but it was pretty obvious that there was a female. She thought I was asking, where's the man in charge? And so we went back and forth a little bit. She was like, I'm in charge. Are you okay with that? I said, no, you're not. I'm in charge of my care. I am. You're a consultant. You're a resource. And so that's the message behind the I Am brand. So the message is I am in charge of my health and fitness. And it took me there were some doctors that were supportive of me pursuing strength again. It took me 16 months to get back to squatting 405 again. And I'm pretty proud of that fact.
That's still pretty impressive. So, all right, were you East Coast, West Coast, or all over the place as far as in the Marine Corps? Because we were in the same time, I think.
I was East Coast.
Okay, then we were never
96 to 2000.
Okay.
I did my first 2 years with Fast Company.
Okay.
I went to the Middle East with them, various points throughout there, and then Kilo 3-2, and I went to Japan with Kilo.
Okay, so you did make it to the Rock. All right, the beautiful island of Okinawa. I was just wondering if there was a chance, because I was not a grunt. I'm a notorious POG and proud of it, but that was a using an ammo tech, so I was attached to grunts, and that was the best thing in the whole world. I love you, maniacs. You're hilarious. I mean, it's straight jailhouse rules, but if you're in, you're in. And I was the guy who got you the fun stuff. I was the one who got you the ammo. I was the one who got you the mortars, the rock, everything. So they loved me, and I was a very creative accountant. I mean, I was traded by COs like a trading card, because I was like Enron, all right? I was very creative accountant when it came, and I knew where certain secret stashes were. So I was wondering if we'd run into each other. But, I mean, that's crazy. I'm just going through something right now. Like I said in the intro, I was in really, really good shape. Lifted at least 3-4 times a week. Ran at least 4 or 5 times a week. My wife got sick, and I'm like, nope. I got to concentrate on this. Then she passed away, and then I crawled inside a bottle for about 3 months. Got back out, started doing tree work, which is the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous, top 5 dangerous job in the world. And I got my strength back, and then all of a sudden I went hard in the paint and ripped. I didn't rip it. I ruptured the labrum. I completely separated it from the bone, as well as the rotator cuff, as well as scar tissue on the inside of my shoulder, 3 bone spurs I had to shave. I was in surgery for my shoulder for 3 hours. It was ridiculous. And now my rehab is beginning to progress. If I wanted to, I could join the Hitler Youth, because now I can get my arm up there. But even 2 months ago, I couldn't get my arm up to here. That was it. That was a reach. And then it's been such a frustrating process. And I got to give props to my physical therapist, because they've kept me pretty motivated. It's brutal, because you make gains little by little, then you explode, and then all of a sudden maybe you push a little too hard, like this idiot, and then you kind of take a step or two back. But I'm glad to have you on. Tell us everything else about like your brand, what you're putting out there. I mean, the sports part is really interesting to me. I played baseball my whole life, which is hence the inside of the shoulder here, all that scar tissue and the cyst that was in there. That's from curveballs. That's curveballs all day long. So how does that help people? What is it about? How'd you come about it?
Yeah, man. So in my philosophy in training is there's 2 types of clients that I'll take on. It's 2 types of clients that come to me in general, is the kind I have to push and the kind I have to pull the reins back on, because they're, I heard you in the intro, you say you're 45. I'm 44. I turned 45 this year. And when I meet people, it's not bragging to say, because they factually like, wow, you look good for that age. It's not, you've got to train like a 45-year-old. And to be honest, if you would have trained like a 45-year-old when you were in your 20s, I'm speaking to myself a little bit here too, you'd be in a better state right now. So a lot of what I do is just reduce training to the basics, and it's just movement patterns, right? We train patterns, not body parts. And then, all the time, I'll tell people, what is strength? Strength is the ability of a position to hold stress. And if you put too much stress on that position, it's going to give and fall apart, right? And that's not just in the physical sense, right? We can talk about your intellectual positions, your emotional positions, being the relationship you have. You have to work on those and build those and make those stronger. You put too much stress on them. You put a little bit stress on them to make them stronger, and that's how they grow and get stronger. That's the principles of strength training, and that's overarching principles to get better in life in general. So
Gotcha.
that's the strength conditioning side. On the nutrition side, the IM brand is the products are a vehicle to get the message out there of, again, who is responsible. Every single product we sell has IM branded all over. Even like they all will say this is IM blank's whey protein. So I can write IM branded's whey protein, because a lot of boutique gyms, you'll have your little cubby where you can keep stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I launched with, I had some other products I was planning to launch with. I was going to launch with a whey protein and some other products. Collagen became such a huge, massive part of my rehab. I attribute it a lot to just the pain reduction and rehabbing the joints and the soft tissue. So I launched with the whey protein and a collagen. And I can't keep the collagen in stock, man. It's out right now. Hopefully the second week of January, I'm going to have it back in stock. But it is just a game changer if you're dealing with any kind of pain and looking to rehab anything. Whey protein, I thought I was allergic to whey for years. Turns out I was just consuming shit whey protein, which a lot of the stuff out there is. So ours is 100% whey isolate. It has a digestive enzyme added in as well, which makes sure you don't get any of the gas. You don't have any digestive stress, no protein farts. I will tell you, when I launched in February. Yeah, right. I launched in February of 2020, right before COVID. So I was doing events in little gyms around San Antonio. 100% of the people who told me I can't do whey protein, I would say, look, just do a sample. I would give them a sample. 100% of them came back, said I had no gastric distress.
Nice.
So it is the most, and the thing is, if you have that gas, that's your digestive system not absorbing the protein. So you're not even getting what you are taking the product for.
Sure.
And then just this past year, we launched a superfoods combined reds and greens formula. And that's just helping, get the servings of fruits and vegetables you need to keep your immune system up, your digestive system running well, and keep you healthy.
Awesome. T. Well, T brought you on. I'm sure T's waiting to ask some questions. Now he's still muted. I can't hear him. You kidding me, dude? I apologize, Brandon. I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my boy.
Hey, it's technology, man. Honestly, my luck
too many
with
crayons.
Technology, I probably brought this.
All right. So where can everybody find your lines? Where can everybody get online and order everything that you got? You got Instagram, Twitter, all that?
Yeah. So IamSupps, IAMSUPPS is the Instagram handle. And then that same thing is our web address, imsupps.com. I am Brandon Mancini is my personal Instagram page there. I have a VIP list you can join if you text I am to 210-942-5333. 210-942-5333. I had to double check that number because this is something recent I'm just launching here. But you text I am to 210-942-5333. You'll get updates for new product launches, exclusive discounts to all this stuff, and the occasional motivational message in there as well.
Outstanding. So you're going the Jocko route, every morning on Instagram he puts on 0430. Let's get it. And I'm like, you guys are psychos, all right? Nothing needs to be done before 10 in the morning. But
yeah, no. I've got a 3-year-old son and a 7-month-old daughter, so no, man. That's I'm not doing that.
Oh no, that's horrible. Yeah, mine. We call him the hashtag domestic terrorist. My son's about to turn 3 years old, and 99% of my gray hair, either in my beard or on top of my head, is from him. I love him to death. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he sometimes he's just the cutest thing in the world, but then every once in a while he'll do something like fire something in my face for no reason and then time out and everything. Have fun. Yeah. Have kids, they said. It'd be fun, they said. Yeah, it's like a 49-51 split on that right now, I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, the moments are unbelievable, but you get mad at yourself because you get angry at a 3-year-old who has zero reasoning skills, is basically just beginning to talk, and you get mad at them, and then you get mad at yourself because you got mad at 3-year-old, and like you talk to them like they're an adult, but they're not, and you get it's loony. So
can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got you now. We got you.
There we go.
Hey! I figured it out.
Hey. All right, T, you brought him on. You take over, man.
Yeah. So I don't know why, as far as my audio thing, I used this last week and they worked fine.
Yeah.
So I tried using them again today, and that's where all my problems started. So I don't know what's wrong with these.
I don't know.
But
man.
I went upstairs and grabbed the old headphones and finally got them working. Anyway, yeah, Brandon and I met on Instagram. Instagram's been a good tool for meeting other veterans and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we were networked through TMR does his lives every day. He does great stuff too. So that's how we ended up meeting each other. And also Radio knows Brandon. Unfortunately, Radio.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon.
Tonight. So yeah, but we were talking last week. We were talking on the show like everybody was talking about like Brittany, my wife, other people were talking about the New Year's coming up, resolutions, and getting back into shape. And along with the exercise comes the diet and the nutrition aspect. So I was like, well, let's have Brandon on because he runs a supplement company. He knows what he's talking about. And plus, yeah, a story at the beginning about getting hit by a car. That was something that had to come up at some point. I wanted that to come on, so led with that. So
yeah,
we got to go with that. But yeah, you said something interesting earlier when you were saying, if you worked out like you're 43 back when you were in your 20s, you wouldn't have as many problems now. And yeah, it's kind of coincides with a thought I was having. A lot of times people look back and they'll go, oh, I wish I would have done this back then. And, oh, I wish I would have done that, whatever. But, in another 10, 15 years down the road, you don't want to be thinking about when you were your current age and being, oh, I wish I would have worked out like this. Yeah. Or I wish I would have done this instead. So I guess that's a real motivational way to think about it.
There's a great quote. I think it was Lee Haney. I'm probably wrong on that. But he said you have to train to stimulate, not annihilate, right? And there's so many, especially guys that are ego lifters, and they got to do it because it's on the paper. So regardless of how they're feeling, like you go in, your back is hurting. Well, it says I'm deadlifting today, so right, and they push through the pain. That's not healthy, right? And then even they go beyond doing it because it's on the paper. Well, I feel good, so I'm going to do more weight. No, you're supposed to feel good, right? Maybe you wear down a little bit, maybe you get tired certain days, but ultimately health and fitness is about, strength conditioning is about getting more out of life, right? So it's putting the ego lifting aside, making sure that you're training to stimulate, not annihilate. So I definitely work out a lot differently now than I did 20 years ago, for sure, man. And it's that's another part of the idea I like to throw out there, the concept of lifestyle evolution. Lifestyle change is such a bullshit term because it implies that you make this decision and all of a sudden you're healthy and everything's easy. No, it's hard every fucking day, right? So you have to make changes and get outside your comfort zone with different things. Like, maybe there's a time where you give up a certain food that you really enjoy for a month. I'm not going to be the person to tell anybody they have to give everything up for eternity. You've got to find your balance in how you deal with that. But it's about lifestyle evolution. Again, I've been doing this professionally for 20 years, and I'm still finding things to change and adapt to make my life better.
Well, and even, giving stuff up for a certain period of time, that even has ties to, even religious practices. Like I'm Catholic, for Lent, you got to give something up for those 40 days. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So it is a good practice to get into. I was thinking, so when you're setting up a fitness regimen, how much do you think is the physical workout part? How much of it do you think is nutrition, and how much is rest? as far, because I think those are kind of the three big things you need if you want to get make any progress. Because your rest time is when you actually build that muscle from when you got those workouts in. You tear it down and then you build it back up.
Yeah, you're not stronger
recovering.
at the end of a workout, right? You're not stronger at the end of the work. You're weaker at the end of the workouts. During the rest period, you recover and get stronger, assuming you sleep enough, assuming you eat well, assuming all that good stuff. So it's really kind of, that's personalized, right? So, because let's say there's somebody who loves working out, but then they go through fast food, they go through the drive-through every day. Well, the big change we're going to think, the big thing we have to work on there is the nutrition side, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's somebody who is, you know, they love working out and their nutrition's dialed in, but they can't stop. They play video games 6 hours a night, right? And so they only get 3 hours of sleep. Well, then that's we're gonna have to work on it, because you if you're asking like how much is it, you know, 80% this, you know, it's 100, 100, 100. You have to have coverage in all three of those areas, right? Now that's not to say I'm a super strict guy. Let me sound like a hypocrite here, but if we're talking about percentages, I'm an 80-20 guy, 80% physical health, 20% mental health. So, you know, I will definitely enjoy some food, you know, but that people might not consider healthy, but I'm going to make sure I get the healthy stuff in first. That's the priority, you know, and because it'll all come back to what is your goal, and then what are you working with? So to bring that all together, like that's the difference between programming and coaching, right?
Right.
There's the saying that if more information was the key, everybody would be billionaires with six-pack abs, because we have all the information we need available at every second on this thing right here, right? So the more information isn't the key. Programming is easy. People can get programs online. Now, for free, it doesn't mean they're good. They can get them. But that's where coaching, the etymology of the word coach, goes back to the Victorian era, the 16th century, where people would pay someone to take them from where they are to where they want to be in a coach, right? And that's what a coach does. They help you figure out what you need to do to get from where you are to where you want to be. And it's not just the program. It's getting people to follow the program, figuring out what, you know, how do we build discipline in their life?
So Richie, which he's from one of our friend networks. He's on WO Entertainment. He says that he's 10 mental health, 10 physical, 80 flipped up. I think he meant fucked up. He's a comedian out down in Missouri. We love Richie. He used to do MMA. He's also a former Marine, like all of us, and
former active duty Marine. Just saying, you know how we are. Don't make that mistake. Chad will blow up and they'll start killing us. No such thing as a former Marine. I know.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. We're not, formally active.
Former active duty Marine.
Formerly active.
Yes. Used to be
I'm lazy sometimes. Okay. Yes. Oh, and we got called out for shots while you're gone, Minnie.
Oh, God, you guys are assholes. You know that, right? I feel like dog shit. They're like, oh, we're gonna make Minnie do more shots. That era is coming to an end, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know, it is coming to an end. I am going more towards the alternative, especially if they ever make it legal in Ohio, which for some reason they can't figure out how to do it correctly. But
I don't really
California's
drink
done
that much anymore, except for like when we do this show.
Well, yeah, but
honestly,
last night was just
last night was New Year's Eve, which I didn't drink until we got back last night, and I had my reasons, and maybe we'll talk more about that off air. I talked a little bit to radio about it last night because I mean the good news is I stayed out of jail, so.
Yeah, that's always a good
thing. It's always good news. Yeah.
It's always a bonus. And if you do end up in jail, remember to establish dominance early.
In
a safety brief, I'm sure Brandon's probably heard before. Don't subtract from the population. Don't add to the population. Yeah,
there's some fucked up shit going on. I'll fill you in later.
No worries.
Stuff I don't want to talk about on air.
So, Brandon, I mean, in 2021, your year in review, what do you think, man? I mean, We're gonna swing back into the I am line for sure, but I just gotta get another Marine's
personally?
opinion. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, for you personally, just in general, how'd you feel about the year? How did things go with I am, everything like that?
Did you already take your shot
You
when I
know-
was filling mine?
Oh God,
I
I'm
have
sitting
zero
here
alcohol on me. I'm sorry.
I'm sitting here. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm
Fine.
I'm laughing at the
Guess-
irony that I have a health and fitness guy on, and right now I'm firing down Jameson.
Guests
like
don't
it's
have to
Corona
drink
style.
if they don't want to.
No.
If I was at my house, I would probably join you guys. Again, it's not something I am 100% abstain from. I definitely don't do it like I did when I was younger. But
Oh yeah.
so yeah, no man. The past 2 years, we had some lofty goals for 2020. The goal was to double our business. We ended up increasing it by like 27% that year, and then so I was happy with that. Of course, not satisfied. Heading into 2021, man, this year was very, very challenging. There were a lot of things I tried to set up that just last minute got shut down, but we still grew the business. I had a daughter, which is fantastic. My son is growing strong. Family's doing well. So it did not go the way I'd planned for sure,
Right.
but it is going very well. And I understand how incredibly lucky I am to be able to say that with the state that a lot of people are in today. So I am so happy with where I am, and we're taking a big jump. We're laying a little bit of risk down for 2022, but it's calculated risk. We're taking on some endeavors that are going to lead to big things. So I'm excited about that. What about y'all?
It was a weird year, man. Been doing this. The station's been growing. There's some things coming down the pipeline that I can't discuss that could be massively huge for the station. I've been here since day one, and we exploded, and then we kind of just plateaued for about 5 years, and hopefully that's about to change. So that's great. Personally, just learning how to be a dad has been, it's a challenge.
Yeah, man.
I've never loved somebody so much, in the same breath, just like want to choke them out, like go full Homer Simpson, just grab my neck,
You never understood that show as much as you do now.
Yeah, you absolutely understand it now, in raising a boy, and it's weird. I have this thing. I'm Irish, mostly Irish. My last name is German, but that's because my grandmother married a Kraut, and so that's how we got the Kremmerine in there. But I got this kind of punishment thing about me, and now we're gonna try and have another kid, and I'm just praying for a girl right now, and I'm like, what the hell? Why am I praying for a girl? What am I thinking? Like, what am I like? Raising a boy is stressful enough, and then in a few years,
fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy her until she's like 11. Right, and then she's gonna hate me until she gets married, and I don't know. It's just, but it's been a good year overall. I mean, my boss finally told me, he says, "Hey, you need to go get checked out. Like you're all kinds of messed up." And I did, and it's bad when the doctor looks at your MRI and goes, "Wow," like wow. He's like, look at this.
Wow.
See this? They're supposed to be all white there. You completely ripped your labrum off the bone. Good job, buddy. And then there's a rotation.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's been, but look, I'm looking at the right side of the grass, right? I mean, how bad can it really, really, really be? I've got a loving wife. I've got a roof over my head, food in my belly. I've got a domestic terrorist that lives with me. And he is a domestic terrorist. They really are. They're nothing else. Or hashtag worst roommate ever. I mean, who do you allow to live with you who simultaneously wakes you up at 6 o'clock in the morning, staring 2 inches away from your face, then slaps you, knocks your water over onto your cell phone that's, I don't know, $1,000, burns that, then turn it on and pee somewhere, and then you still have to love and care for this thing. Like, worst roommate ever. But, I mean, I've had fun.
Chris Benoit says they're not stressful till junior high. Well, guess where both my kids are right now.
About to get into junior high, right? Yeah. But like I said again, I'm still looking at the right side of the grass, and I enjoy doing this. This is more therapy for me than anybody has ever in 6 years. This is the best therapy I've ever had, and to be allowed to continue to do this and to entertain veterans and sometimes be up till 3-4 in the morning because somebody will message me because they saw the show and they're feeling suicidal. And now I've got to run the gauntlet of talking to Battle and Distress and all the other organizations to try and help them out. And I can't go to sleep until they're taken care of. But that's it. That is what it is. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love my brothers. I don't care, the Coasties, those mouth breathers, whatever. But, I love my airmen, best Air Force in the world, Army's best Army in the world, but there's nothing like the Marine Corps. And I do have a really soft heart for my brothers in the Marine Corps, especially my grunts, because once they take you in, it's on. And, whether I was attached to them a unit, I was a coach on the rifle range at Pendleton, and they billeted me with almost all those guys were grunts. And I just absolutely adored those guys. I mean, they were just hilarious. I mean, did you ever form a scroll circle in a quad and try and kill a rabbit and lose? There's 20 of us around closing the circle, and the rabbit still got the hell out. I mean, I'll never forget that night, But, 2021, I mean, besides getting the Rona, not bad, I guess, And I was happy to get it. I was so happy to get it because I got the Omicron. And what I basically got was a cold. Really, really wicked cold. I mean, my nose was either pouring like a waterfall or my sinuses were swollen up. My eyes were watering. My throat was sore. I had a headache. But after 3 days, it was done. I'm like, well, shit. All right. At least I caught it now and I don't have to worry about it for, probably another year or so. But, it's been okay year, man. I mean, I've learned a lot of things this year. I've learned that all politicians, well, let's say 98.5% of them are full of shit. I've become a little bit more of a cynic when it comes to politics and the way the country is run, the way things are done. But I consider that a plus. I consider that eye-opening, and I can adjust my life accordingly. Other than that, man, it's been good. It's been okay. So, T, what about you, brother?
The years, it's been what it was. I mean, it started out weird with all the stupid COVID restrictions everywhere you went, and it's like around here, we never really put too much into it. But now it's like unless you go to Milwaukee or Madison, life's pretty much normal again.
When you're outnumbered by cows and deer,
I mean, I live in an unincorporated town, so I didn't get to go through all the craziness that everybody else did, I guess, which is a good thing. And the company I work for was never about any of these mandates or even anything they were really recommending. We just kept working. So.
Absolutely. Before we let Brandon go, you're more than welcome to stay as long as you want to, Brandon. Absolutely, man. I mean, you're a sexy-looking dude, so I mean, people just look at that face. So they're like, stay as long as you want.
There was one more thing about Brandon's story about when he got hit earlier. I heard him talk about it a little bit on Benny's podcast earlier, but I wanted to ask him about. So you actually kind of gave the guy that was high and hit you kind of an out to go into prison, and he did not take you up on that offer. So I don't know if you want to expand on that a little bit.
When you hit somebody in Texas, if you're intoxicated and you hit a person, not in their car, you hit a flesh on your car, right? It's considered intent to kill.
Ooh.
So, it's I think minimum 5 years in prison. And, when we're going through all this, like he didn't have insurance. It was his dad's truck. The insurance on his dad's truck had lapsed 2 days prior. So I wasn't getting shit out of this. And my, I'm not made whole. I'm not made better by somebody else suffering. Right. So when I was in high school, I was a bit of a knucklehead myself. And I left.
And you ended up in the Marine Corps. Weird, right?
Right.
Who's ever heard that story?
Yeah, I know. No one here, right?
Yeah.
So,
This
but
is why I
left
asked
for
him
boot
about
camp.
this.
Yeah.
I left for boot camp 4 days after I graduated high school. And that summer I was away, my friends were in one of two categories. They either went to jail or they died. And I likely would have been in one of those groups. So joining the Marine Corps literally saved my life. So when they told me, this is a standard case and this judge we're going in front of is really hard on these cases, I was like, well, hey, how about this? Like, I've gotten tickets and had deferred adjudication before. So can we, instead of just sending him to prison, making him a felon, tell him you committed, you complete a 4-year and you get honorable discharge after 4 years, you're no longer a felon. And the first response was, we can't do that. That's unconstitutional. And I remember sitting there going, look, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but can any of you legal minds tell me why? How is that unconstitutional?
Right.
And so I kept pushing on that. And finally, the assistant DA goes, look, he goes, I don't know, but I'm going to take this to his lawyer and to the guy that hit you and say, offer it to them. And if they say yes, I'm going to push it as high up the chain as we can. Right. And I was like, cool. Like, cause this was 2017, 2018, when all these legal proceedings were happening. So I was like, if I'm going to tweet Donald Trump, we're going to make this happen. And the guy said no. Like, he didn't even, like, it was presented to him and he's like, no, thank you. I can't wrap my head around, no, I would rather be a felon. Like, I can't fucking understand that.
Yeah, that
So
is strange.
Would you rather be a felon or a veteran?
Right. So I told him, I said, look, this was right before my son was born. I said, look, this guy's a wrecking ball moving through the world. Can we put him in rehab or something? Because if he goes to prison, what likely happens is he comes out a better criminal.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't want another one of those in the world. So they did. They gave him 5 years probation and go to rehab. And I have no idea. Occasionally I got a check for $49 from him like 2 weeks ago from the state that he paid. I don't know what happened to him, what became of him. I'm thinking he probably ended up in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, $49. Yeah, he's probably working for like less than $1 an hour, pressing license plates or in the laundry room or on the chow line.
Yeah, so
something like that.
Again, man, I'm not. I can understand why after that somebody would fuck him, send him to a dark hole somewhere. But I know that doesn't make. It's easy to say that. It doesn't make the world a better place. It does nothing for me. I am through it, and Facebook memories. His sentencing came up. The day of his sentencing came up in my Facebook memories like 2 weeks ago. Driving back from the courthouse, I remember saying, "Look, this kid hit me with his dad's truck and pinned me between two cars, and it fucked his life up worse than it did mine. I'm fucking proud of that."
Yeah, that is crazy.
And that's the thing. You have certain things that happen in your life, and you can decide if you're going to let it destroy you or if you're going to grow from it.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
And honestly, giving the guy an out that, honestly could have killed you. And I know listening from previous podcasts and stuff I've heard you on, like the bone is kind of like curved still from that.
So, what happened was, I was walking around the back of I had a Jeep Wrangler at the time, an old Wrangler, and I had just cleared the tire, right? And so I was literally a step ahead of death, because if I was between the front of his truck and that tire, it would have crushed my ribcage. So I just cleared that tire, and then he hit me, and I spin, and my leg got caught between the bumpers. And I still have the bumper off that Jeep. It's got my leg print in it. So the paramedics called my wife, and they told her my leg and my hip were broken. She was working up in Austin that day. And
you're kind of pissed at the paramedics about that.
Yeah, because they right as they were drugging me, they were telling me they were going to call her. A funny part of the story is before that, I was laying on the sidewalk, and realizing I needed to call my wife and tell her what was happening, because I was loading my dog into the Jeep. I was taking her. She was going through chemo at the time. So I was supposed to take her to the vet. She was going to get her chemo treatment while I trained some clients, and then my wife was going to come back from work and pick her up. So I called my wife, and I was like, hey, I need to I was in an accident is what I told her. Like, I'm laying on the street, and like there's all these people came out to help me, and I like sat up. I'm like, shut up. Everybody shut up. Shut up. I got to call my wife, right? So like get everybody quiet. I'm like, hey, yeah, I was in an accident. I didn't tell her the extent of it. I was just in a car accident. She's like, okay. I was like, so don't pick Piggy up. Piggy was our dog. Don't go to the vet. You're just going to come back to the house. Piggy will be there. Okay. Talk to you later, babe. She's like, don't be too rough on the guy. I was like, yeah, okay. So
don't be too hard on the guy that almost killed you.
Yeah. So then the paramedics load me in the ambulance, and right as they're drugging me, they're like, we're going to call your wife. I'm like, okay. And I tried to say, just tell her. So I don't remember what the hell I said. But yeah, he told her because what they saw, his leg and his hip were broken. Now, when I got to the hospital, no breaks. So they x-rayed the leg. They're like, we don't know. There's 3 severe bone bruises, but no breaks. Had severe crush syndrome to every muscle in the leg. So that's where all the muscle fibers have exploded, and what's inside is now in your bloodstream. Yep. So my creatine kinase levels were 9 times that of what they monitor heart failure for.
Yeah.
So I was at that level for 3 days. So I spent it escalated to that. I was in the what is it? Intensive care for 5 days. Yeah, ICU. There you go. Monitoring for heart failure. And and you were talking about the brotherhood earlier. Man, I have a text chain of guys that I was in with. Some of them I haven't seen at that point for 17, 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys were on the phone with me and my wife, like some of them before my family, after that actually happened. It's just the best people I've met have been the people I've met in and because of the Marine Corps. Sure.
Absolutely, man. One of my favorite hosts, and he's been a friend of mine for 6 years, Todd Snellen, United States Army veteran, Texas boy. He's down there in Houston, and he pulled a me. Like, for instance, when I tell pull a me, I had appendicitis for 5 days before I went to the hospital. I'm a stubborn idiot like that, and the doctor told me just rolled up, grabbed my chart and said, Marine? I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, kind of figured. You're an idiot. He's like, you're about 2 hours away from dying. The OR's already being emergency prepped. You're getting the shot at the lot, and you're going straight to the ER. You're operating on. Well, right. He got sick. I was having breathing problems, and waited, and ended up intubated almost hours away from death in the hospital. But the outpouring and the people that called me and the people that I got to call and talking to his wife was remarkable. I mean, it was just unbelievable, the support, not just for him, but he's one of my best friends, and I'm just like, I'm dying inside. When I first heard the news, I talked to one of my best friends is Corman Shannon, and he's like, "It don't look good, bro. You gonna be all right?" I'm like,
Brandon actually might know Shannon Book.
Yeah,
musician.
That sounds familiar, but I can't.
Because he's friends with Radio and TMR. He's done lives with both of them, and
the biggest corpsman you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
I don't think I've got to talk to him yet, but I'm sure I'll meet him somewhere along the way.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. I love him. He's hilarious, and every time he calls me and talks to me, "What's up, Devil?
He's great.
What's up, Devil? How you doing, Devil? You killing it today?" I'm like, "No, man. I've laid on the couch all day, bro." He's like, "Well, get out there and kill it, Devil." I'm like, "Stop trying to be David Goggins, all right? Just stop it, all right? You're killing me, Smalls." But I don't know, man. It's so weird. It's so hard to try to explain to people about the military and the relationships you have with the guys and the gals you served with. It's really hard to explain. I've never really been successful at it. It's kind of like having a brother, but times 10. You're not blood related, but you've been through so much bullshit together. I mean, in the Marine Corps is a ninja at leveling bullshit at you. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen grunts get fucked with so bad. I'm like, God damn, really? Like, are you serious? You're doing this right now?
It teaches you how to deal with. So when I got to the ER, it teaches you how to carry through with a sense of humor.
Yes.
When I got to the ER, man, it was nuts. Like, there was crazy people. Like, I'm sure this guy was homeless. They brought him in. He's like one bed next to me, and he's yelling at the nurses. You're laughing at me. Stop laughing at me. You're gonna try to kill me. Like, to one of the doctors, and like there's another woman 2 beds down just screaming, right? And so they wheel me in. I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing today? Like, I'm a comedian at heart. I'm not very funny, so I'm a personal trainer and run a supplement company to make money. But I would love to do stand-up comedy. So I'm like, hey, how y'all doing today? And they're ignoring me, right? Because they're just used to ignoring whoever's on the bed. There's that halo of people, right? Halo of faces just, cutting my jeans off and doing whatever needs to be done. And then, like, I finally realized the guy right here was the one in charge. So, like, I look at him like, hey, Doc. And he stops. He's like, yeah. I'm like, am I the ugliest guy you've had on the table today so far? And he's like, it's still early. And then they just, like, get back to work. Right? And I was like, all right, I can respect that, right? It's just, man, I'm laying on the table. I say, what else can I do but fucking laugh?
Absolutely. Yeah, that is the quintessential thing about being a veteran is you
the
have
drugs
to.
help. The drugs help.
Yes. Yeah, like the guy mentioned earlier, Dilaudid is good shit. Yeah, when they gave me that Dilaudid, when I was there for my appendicitis, the nurse literally told me, all right, you're going to feel like you're going to die. Like you're dying. You're not. You're okay, but you're going to feel like it. And I thought morphine was whoo. Nope. Got nothing on Dilaudid. I mean, they shot me through that, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to see my body. I'm going to float on my body. This is not good. I don't like this. You're okay. Trust me, you're okay. Whoo. But yeah, T, what other questions you got for our boy?
So I got a friend actually that's a Russian kettlebell instructor, or at least he was for a while. I guess he sold that business off. But I watch a few of your workouts too. What do you prefer? I mean, I guess kind of watching some of your workouts, I'll kind of have an idea of the answer. But for the audience, what do you prefer? Traditional weight workouts, or do you get into more of the Russian kettlebells and some of the newer, more functional fitness type stuff?
All right. So functional fitness is such a nebulous term. I think at its core, fitness is functional, right? I mean, it fit is you're fit. Fit implies you're fit for a task, right? This is such you can go down so many rows of this. Look, here's the thing. I break it down to the simplest. Where can we basic human movement: squat, hinge, push, pull, lunge, and we strengthen those patterns, right? That ideally, it's really easy to do that with a barbell, because a barbell is a machined piece of equipment with a defined center, and we can grip it in its center of mass and practice perfect movement there, right? And again, that's developing strength, strengthening those patterns, those dynamic positions, right? Squat, hinge, push, pull, lunge. That can be done with barbells. That can be done with dumbbells. That can be done with kettlebells. Now, the kettlebell is primarily, people think of it as a ballistic tool, right? So you do the kettlebell swings, Russian or American swings. American swings are more accurately called a kettlebell snatch, but whatever, we won't get into that. But it's all just as long as the strength and conditioning, right? There are 10 physical skills that any strength conditioning coach looks at. And strength, power, endurance, mobility. Sorry, I don't know if you want to hear that, but there's very nice Corvette just drove behind me.
Oh, that's what that was. I did hear a little bit, but it's all good.
So when there's 10 physical skills that you look at, strength has the greatest carryover to all of it, right? So strength is the 20% of resources that will give you 80% of the results. The So we start with what's called general physical preparedness, and that's get reasonably strong. And there's different measures for that depending on a person's capacity. Typically, we don't have to get into that too much. But look, get reasonably strong in your squat, in your hinge, your deadlift, pushing in the upper body, pulling in the upper body, and lunging as well. Once we develop that, we start there. Then we can get into the power, right? The kettlebell swings, the Olympic lifts, that type of stuff. But when I start with somebody brand new, basic strength patterns, and I have them walk. Ridiculously basic, simple, not easy, right? Because I have them walk fast, right? As fast as they can walk without breaking into a jog. And the reason why I don't have them run, I have them start with that fast walk. You do that for 15 minutes, you start to feel aches and pains, but you can keep moving, right? You start to feel aches and pains in your calves, ankles, knees, hips, whatever. That would have been an injury if you just jumped into running. So again, we're developing that pattern, the gait pattern, right? We're developing and strengthening that gait pattern before we start throwing intensity on top of it. So learn how to move well, gradually add intensity to that, and before you know it, it's boring shit. It doesn't make for cool Instagram posts at all, right?
Right.
But you do it for a couple of months, then you're able to post really cool shit, like jumping up on high platforms and doing backflips and shit like that. But you got to start with the simple, basic shit.
Yeah, and that actually is a very good point. Everybody nowadays, it's all about what's cool on Instagram or the TikTok or what can you make this thing that goes viral. But everybody's got to start somewhere. So
yeah,
you can't start with the cool stuff right away. Richie wants to know how you feel about swimming.
Yeah, love it. I mean, it's no impact. I'm not a good swimmer by any means, but anytime I have access to a pool, I will get in there. So,
yeah, I suck at swimming myself, but it is a good workout. It is a total body thing. That was another thing you brought up earlier about with the squats and a lot of people, especially like when you're younger and you're in high school, everybody wants to have that huge bench press. But how much do you need to preach to people about the importance of working out the entire body? Because the guns aren't the only part of the body that you need to work out.
Yeah,
a lot of people want to go into the gym and they just want to get those huge biceps.
Well, I mean, when you work a muscle, it releases testosterone. Testosterone releases the anabolic hormones. We can't just say testosterone, but there's more to the game than just that. When you work a muscle, it releases the anabolic hormones that help hypertrophy, muscle growth happen. If you're not working your legs, you're cutting off half that release, right? So you're really stifling your growth potential, your strength gain potential if you're just after strength. So, again, especially if I'm starting somebody off brand new, I'm not going to have them do a killer leg day and then a killer chest day and then a killer back day, because they won't be able to walk for 3 days after their leg day. They won't be able to lift their arms for 3 days after the chest day. They won't be able to lift their arms for 3 days after the back day, right? So when I start somebody off, I'm doing full body strength workouts 3 times a week, right? If they're brand new, because then we're going to have a little bit of soreness all over. We're going to build up exercise tolerance as we build strength. And I'm getting, again, a greater anabolic hormone release every day I have them do strength, because if they don't have a lot of muscle and we just work a part, we're not going to get a lot, right? So, and then on their recovery days, every day, even on their strength days, I have them walking, right? Walking fast, developing that gait pattern, developing what a lot of people have come to call aerobic base over the past couple of years. So how well can your body use oxygen? And then you do that, like that has a lot to do with reducing stress as well. You do that, and as long as there's a few keys to nutrition, good sleep just starts happening.
For sure.
Right.
And
yep.
that's very important. We got into that a little bit earlier, the sleep aspect, because that's when you make your real gains, is when you're resting. And
yeah, man, if you don't get good sleep, it stifles your health so much.
And I know a lot of people I've heard talking in the past. Oh, and Richie's heading out, so we'll see you. We'll see you later, Richie. Thanks for joining us
Later,
tonight.
Richie.
God, I almost lost my train of thought. A lot of people don't think so much about the rest aspect, but like a lot of the stuff you do right before you go to bed can affect your sleep as well. Do you have like a regimen as far as such as like the blue light from a lot of the electronic stuff? Do you try to cut yourself off of electronic devices at a certain point in the night?
I typically do. I'm breaking that right now, but I really wanted to talk to you guys. But I also, most screens will have it is the blue wavelengths, right? They're very they're very prominent in sunrise. So
yeah, and a lot of our electronic devices as well.
Yeah. So so most, you can put a nighttime mode on, like my screen looks a little red tintish right now because the blue light is removed from it. It at 9 o'clock each night, it goes into nighttime mode. So even if I have to be on it, I don't have that blue light.
I'll have to set that up because I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Years ago, before that was a big one, I had a client who lived in Colorado, and man, he owned 2 businesses, had full-time custody of his daughter, and was engaged and planning to get married, right? So as busy a dude as he could, and as you could have, right? And we were trying to work on his sleep. And this is before I knew about the nighttime motor. Maybe it wasn't around then, but nutrition was dialed in. His fiance was making all his meals for him. She was very health minded. His workouts were going great, but he just couldn't lose the chub around the middle, right? And that can be tied into to lack of quality sleep. And he was like, I come home from work and I have this time with my fiance and my daughter. I'm not giving that up. And then I put them to bed, and then I have to get on my computer. I have to. This work has to get done. So $12, he bought a set of blue blocker glasses from Amazon and just started wearing that after he put them to bed when he was on his computer. Was dropping body fat, like just leaned out for like the 5 weeks after that. And that was the only thing we changed. So quality sleep makes a huge difference.
It's crazy too, because I didn't really think about that too much, but I started listening to a lot more podcasts in the last few years, and a lot of them do. I advertise like those blue blocks, sunglasses, and stuff. And I have been paying a little bit more attention to my sleep lately. I got one of these, fitness watches too. Keeping track of stuff on that, and just like I got a scale to check my weight, a few times a week. And it's like, I dropped like 20 pounds this last year, just by actually paying attention to some of this stuff. Cause it's amazing how it's amazing how, and it's like, I didn't really make a ton of huge life changes this year. I've been smoking for, other than like a 3-year hiatus until I found out that my nephew had spinal muscular atrophy and then died. I quit. I started smoking again after that, but I'm trying to quit smoking again this year. That's my next thing I'm trying to cut out of my life, and to turn things around a little bit.
You and me both.
Yeah, that's why I got the vape thing here tonight, because I'm trying to stay away from cigarettes now. And hopefully eventually I can get rid of this thing too, but
how can I help, man?
I don't know.
That's the
only way I'm quitting.
I gotta order actually, because there's a few things on your site I'm looking to order. Like the reds and greens, that's a huge thing, because I'm not a big vegetable eater. And you got that powder on your site that you can get a lot of that nutrition that you're going to get out of the vegetables you eat. To kind of replace that meal. Yeah, man, exactly.
It's a game changer. And that if you're deficient, like if you deal with cravings,
Right.
I'm not talking about smoking. I was, I wanted to be clear. I'm not. I don't think it'll help you there. But if you're dealing with cravings, a lot of times cravings come from micronutrient deficiencies. You're short in a vitamin, mineral, or something like that. So it can help a lot with that. And it's replaced my midday coffee since I went through a couple of different phases before we launched it, just trying different, and I just noticed I don't need that midday coffee anymore.
Yeah, and I think that like that reds and greens, like that's the thing I'm looking at, like ordering when I put my first order in for sure. Because like the other thing I've been big on lately is I get this liquid IV stuff to help with hydration. And that seems to make a big difference too. Because I can definitely tell when on days that I've taken it and days I haven't. Hydration is just something I never really paid a lot of attention to until like the last year or so.
How dare you? How dare you? You're a veteran. You don't stare at your pee every day every time you go to the gym?
I've drank a ton of water, but I haven't added the electrolytes to it. Adding the electrolytes has been a game changer.
Oh, you haven't lived until you've had a cramp in an 80-foot oak tree. Trust me.
Oh shit! I've had that.
And you're like, dude, oh shit! I'm stuck. I'm really stuck right now.
I used to wrestle in high school, so like cutting weight. I used to just like have nights where I'd wake up at 2, 3 in the morning a couple times a night with just the worst fucking cramps in the world. Like I'd wake up and I could feel it. I'd wake up out of intense sleep and you could feel your leg tightening up, and I'd stand up immediately and I'd start punching myself in the calf because it's like, I know this is going to lock up in a second.
So I was a boxer. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. The cutting weight cramps, man. That is.
Oh man,
you guys are
that's
lunatics.
No way to live.
Lunatics, lunatics for doing that.
Lunatics. And you go to like Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff, and everybody's eating their feast, and you're sitting there eating fucking Quaker rice cakes
and broccoli,
white cheddar flavor. Thank you very much. It's like
man, but
a glass of water. Oh man, that's the worst.
The superfoods formula, man. If you have trouble getting fruits and veggies in, it's a definite add in there, and that's to be honest, it's something that's another one that's really common in the veteran community. We're not great about getting those fruits and veggies.
No, we're not. The
So
only time I was good about getting vegetables in was when I was in boot camp, and then even then it was like the only thing I really like vegetable wise. The only thing I still hated even when I was in boot camp was Brussels sprouts. I still can't stand. I couldn't stand them even when I was starving in boot camp.
You don't like it when you're when it's the
when you don't like it in boot camp. Brussels sprouts is one thing. It's
when
like
you won't eat it.
you could throw enough salad dressing on top of them to make those taste good.
Wait a minute, you got salad dressing? You boot? What the hell are you talking about salad dressing? For real. Like, what is this?
I guess I don't know. I was in boot camp during 9/11. I don't know. They had like a ranch. They had like the ranch or the French. I think.
No, they were just being nice to you. They were just being nice to you because they knew where they were sending you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, probably.
Eat up.
I was on range week. I was on range week when 9/11 happened. So, yeah, maybe that was it. Yep.
Yeah, I remember them fucking with us because I went to boot camp in 95. I joined in 94, went to boot camp in 95, and I remember them doing the little thing in class where all the dirt start scurrying around, and all of a sudden, like, all right, so North Korea just crossed the parallel. They invaded South Korea. Your basic training is now going to be straight to Camp Pendleton. You're all going to be grunts, and you're going to Korea to go fight a bunch of crazy North Koreans. We're going to give you all a phone call home, one phone call home, 5 minutes long, to whoever you can get a hold of, and then you're going on buses to Pendleton, and then after you do basically complete SOI, you're going to the Korea theater, and we're like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh yeah, we're just kidding. Like, oh, you fucking
And that's the fucked up part because
yours was real. Yours was legit real.
So I was in boot camp for 9/11, but my mom's a nurse, and the doctor that she was a nurse for, her son went through boot camp a year before I did. So like when he came back, he told me, he's like, yeah, they fuck with you and they tell you you're going to war when you're not really going to war. So 9/11 happened, and I'm like, oh, this isn't even fucking real. And then like they woke us up at like 2, 3 in the morning, and then had us watch a whole bunch of recorded Fox News broadcasts from when towers went down and stuff. So it's like,
did you see him sit down and like take his hat off and say, all right, this is real, guys?
Well, but that's the thing. I already knew going in that it's like, oh, they're gonna try to fuck with you like this.
Sure.
So I'm watching these towers go down and stuff, and I'm like, man, they really went all out on this, trying to sell us that we're going to war. So like, I didn't even 100% believe it until later when I started getting letters from home saying that this shit happened. So I'm like, oh
man, they called my parents, told them to get in on the game.
Right. No, well, it wasn't just. No, I didn't. I didn't think that. Yeah, I was like, when I started getting the letters from home, I was like, oh fuck, this shit really happened. But yeah, up until then, I was like, I thought they were just fucking with me the entire time. To be honest,
Jesus, we told everyone Ozzy died. That is my favorite thing, and this is a unit that I actually served with. Albeit briefly, and not when they invaded Iraq, because I was out at that point. But you ever seen Generation Kill? Everybody's seen Generation Kill, right? The HBO miniseries about the first recon invasion of Iraq. You guys seen that? T, you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
It's great.
I don't.
You gotta find
it on Net. Is it on Netflix?
Last time I saw it was on Netflix or Amazon Prime, but or HBO Max. I think you can pretty much find it on HBO Max.
I don't have HBO Max, but I do have Netflix and Amazon Prime. So if it's on one of those two, I should be able to find it.
But I'll never forget when they're sitting on the border forever, and all of a sudden they start delivering pizzas, and everybody's like, "Oh."
Speaking of which, I think
they're delivering pizzas to us. We're going to war. Like, oh shit!
I'm sure I can find it online.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious, and you'll know within like the first episode who I'm modeled after. Not the date, not that. My wife, she watched it one episode, and she's like, "You were that guy in the Marine Corps, weren't you?" I'm like, "Yep, I was that asshole. I was a smart ass. I was." And she's, "How'd you become a corporal?" I'm like, "I still don't know how I became a corporal in the Marine Corps. I still don't know how I did it." I was shocked, more shocked than anybody. I mean, my command was shocked too. It was weird. But yeah, you should definitely check that out. Eugene says Jarhead the movie was awesome.
Yeah.
It was okay. I liked the part where I liked the part where he says, "How the hell did you end up here?" "Sir, I got lost on the way to college." And he drove his head through the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, ah.
You know, I'll tell you what, when that movie came out, I was living up in DC, and I got together with 3 of the guys that I was in with. They were living around DC, Maryland, Virginia. We got together and watched that movie. That may be why I really liked that movie. You know, I got to hang out with those guys, drink beers, and watch that movie with them.
Right.
So.
Yeah, sometimes it's more about the situation than it is.
The Marine Corps was weird, dude. My barracks at 43 area in Pulgas. I think it was Wednesday night. If anybody wants to correct me, they can. But the entire barracks would gather in the common room to watch Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek.
Watch Dawson's Creek, and they're like, and legit having conversations like, "Do you think Pacey's gonna nail his teacher?" "I don't know, man. What do you think?" "Oh, I don't know, maybe." "What do you think?" And then like, "Oh my god, look at that!" We were seriously involved with this.
So, I remember there was a corporal that when we were in Japan, his wife would send him recordings of Dawson's Creek, right? and we found out, and we were making fun of him for it. He was like, "Just watch one show, you guys. You got to understand." And like the opener was, I can't remember what it was, but it was just all these girls crying, and then some dude came in and he started crying too, and then it cut to "I don't want to wait," you know, the opener. Mm-hmm. And so we just, every time he walked in a room from then on, we would go, "I don't want to wait." He was like, "Not all the shows are like this, man." And we're like, "Oh, whatever, dude."
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah. Man, we were the worst to each other.
you can make fun of some of these shows, but then it's like, yeah, I think well, when we were in Iraq, it's like there was like somebody had like all the Sex in the City on their computer, so that was one of the things, which is like, man, that's fucking horrible.
See, nobody knows.
And then
a guy,
and then the
guy
anime
his mom would
series
send-
Initial D.
Go ahead, Brandon.
this guy, when we were in the Middle East, his mom would always send Ally McBeal and WWE. At that time, I think it was still WWF, but we were watching Ally McBeal and professional wrestling.
Oh yeah,
The WWF part's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Ally
Ally
McBeal,
McBeal
it's all we
sounds
had.
like that sounds like one of the things like, well, I got yanked. You got nothing else to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
But the other thing, yeah, we had was this anime series called Initial D, which actually I think Minnie might, if he actually watched it, might kind of like. It's all about street car racing.
oh
It's all about drift racing in Japan, like racing down mountains. So
yeah. I was an idiot when I was in high school. All my things.
I know you're not an anime guy, but you might.
No, but I was
You're a
big
big
into Japanese
racing guy.
cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I drove race cars and dirt on asphalt. I started out in go karts.
Yeah,
and I love it.
The big
Nice.
thing in the series was like the guy drove a Toyota Terreno 86, and he was like beating Nissan Skyline GTRs and stuff in it.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. So, we were talking about old school. We were talking a little bit about. I got to do this. This is. I've never laughed so hard in a movie outside of Mel Brooks in my entire life.
Oh shit!
So I'm gonna have to do it. I gotta do it. I'm sorry. Like I got to. Why do they call you Lassie? Kim Cattrall. You talked about Sex in the City, and this is where my head goes.
We got her here.
Jesus Christ.
Porky.
The coaches are just like. What? I gotta go to the part with the coach. Where's the coach? Where's the coach laughing? There he is. Just losing his shit. I'm sorry, Brandon. I know what we sucked you into, but that was just,
Hey,
you said Kim
you're not going to
Cattrall, and I
apologize for
just
showing
couldn't
me
stop
Porkies.
myself. Oh,
You're not going to
man.
apologize for showing me Porkies, man.
What a great. There's no way they're going to do that again, right? I mean, they should, but they won't, you know. What's up, Brittany? How you doing?
That was Kim Cattrall, which we were just talking about the Sex in the City stuff earlier. That's funny.
Oh, well, welcome to the bar. Our newest co-host, Miss Brittany. She's chowing down a little bit. She's doing good. What's going on? How you doing there, Crazy Town? Still eating a little bit. I gotcha.
Hey, Minnie, the other guy I was trying to have come on as a guest just liked one of my messages. So if he was traveling, he might be in between right now.
Okay.
So we'll have to keep an eye. We'll have to keep an eye
roads are not
on
the
the bottom.
safest right now.
What'd you say, sweetie?
I was saying the roads aren't the safest right now. I left around maybe 9 or so, 9:30, and I just got home. So.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete's.
And
Where are
John
you?
Porter is still saying shit about Michigan because he's mad that Ohio State didn't make it.
I know. Well, welcome to the college football playoffs, brought to you by the SEC. It is what it is. It is.
Yeah,
what it
we'll
is.
get more into that tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah,
we will.
I'm not upset that they lost. You know, it is what it is.
They didn't
I'm
lose.
just
They
proud
got
that they got as
destroyed.
far as they did.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I mean, to get there, they did. But holy crap, they got murdered. I mean, I'm like, I'm going to root for Michigan. I think I put it in the chat. I'm rooting for Michigan for the first time in my life, and they get murdered. I'm like, maybe I should stop rooting for Michigan. Like, this seems like maybe, I don't know. I'm sure I had nothing to do with it, but, you know, I'm a baseball player, so everything is, you know, I'm so superstitious. It's ridiculous.
Looks like Eugene got him
Baseball
back
players
for
are.
Oh yeah, dude, we're horrible. I've thrown away bats. I've changed gloves. I've changed batting gloves. I mean, But to me, to explain my athletic career very quickly, it's either da-na-na, da-na-na, or wah, wah, wah. Like, it's no in between. Like, I played doubleheaders in semi-pro where I went 4 for 4 with 2 dingers, 7 RBIs, and then the next one I went 0 for 4 and got the golden sombrero. Like, I mean, that's just how I roll. It's just, I don't know. I'm a head case. I'm a weirdo. It is what it is. Maybe not weirdo. Maybe I'm normal, actually, but I don't know. John Porter says that T up north.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll put it back up there.
There you go.
I exited before you got a chance to read it.
All right. So I wrote a couple things. I don't know if you guys want to do it. Brandon, if you still want to hang on, you're more than welcome to.
I can do a little bit more.
So remember the CDC changed their guidelines for like the 5th time in a week? So I wrote a few.
All right.
That the CDC is putting out. So CDC advises if you do the hokey pokey, we can all turn this around. CDC advises it's now safe to run with scissors. CDC advises now safe to CDC advises that no means yes. CDC now advises never get within 6 feet of AOC with a feed bag. Oh, let's talk about her. Oh,
yeah, hanging out in Florida.
Oh, she was upset because Republicans
people are calling her out for being down in Florida.
Well, not only that, but she's like, "Oh, Republicans are just expressing their frustrations because they can't sleep with me." Ooh.
Oh, like
does somebody think highly of themselves?
Yeah, right. How self-absorbed are you?
A lot.
A lot there. That's not even a question.
Yeah. CDC now advises.
We got to make a scale, but we'll put Mr. Red at the top of it.
Yes. Oh. CDC advises never commission a portrait of a Clinton. And if everybody doesn't get that, Jeffrey Epstein, who hung himself, had a portrait of Bill Clinton in a dress and high heels. Just saying. Don't mess with the Clintons, man. I mean, you get suicide.
How long does Jelaine last?
Oh,
sometime next week.
What's the over under?
Sometime next week, yeah.
Should we sit the over under like 5 to 8? You know what? Now they think they're just going to let her live for a couple of years until everyone forgets, and then you're just going to smoke her, right? Like, unless
I think there'll be a little bit of time in there until people forget about it, unless they think she's going to talk anytime soon.
I think she was going to talk. She'd be dead already, right? I know what you think.
Yeah. I'm sure they got their feelers inside. Like, hey, we're hearing this stuff on the inside. So as soon as they think anything's coming out, it's done. But yeah, if they don't think anything's coming out for a while, it might buy her some time.
CDC now advises that after Betty White has passed, all preppers have been redesignated as sensible citizens. It's the end of it's the apocalypse sign, right? Betty White passed away. Like, unfortunately, one of the most. This is funny. I used to rip on people for celebrity, get upset about celebrities, but this is like there's been 2 that like legit upset me. Robin Williams, I love that dude, and when he passed away, it legit upset me. Betty White, what else could bring the country together? But mourning Betty White, like how can you not like that lady, right? I mean, she was hilarious for what? Fucking 70 years? Jesus Christ. Like,
yep.
And just a sweet person, always hilarious. And like, I mean, the stuff she did lately with like messing with Ryan Reynolds. Oh, she did a review of Deadpool. It was just hilarious about it. And there was a gentleman that tuned in earlier. He's like, we didn't talk about Betty White. I'm like, yeah, we'll get to it. Well, an hour and 49 minutes later, we did. But, I mean, man, that sucked, right? I mean, the end of the year, right before the end of the year, Betty White passes. What do you guys think about that? Like, I mean, what's your favorite Betty White moment? I mean, Brandon, what's your favorite Betty White?
She was going to turn 100.
Yeah.
She was going to turn 100 on December.
I know there was
January 17th.
There was already leaks.
My mom just brought that up the day before she passed.
Yeah.
So hopefully my mom isn't going to talk about any of you guys. But my favorite Betty White moment, I always liked that show Community. And she had a really funny part on there. I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes. A really funny role in there.
Yeah, she was amazing. So sweet. Like, I mean, she's sitting there. I remember a picture of her sitting next to a grizzly bear and feeding him like food, and she's just like, totally calm. I'm like, you're a lunatic, but that animal obviously understands that you're a zero threat and you're cool and you're good to go. T, what do you got?
Well, your wife brought up a great moment right here. But yeah, I think especially the last few years here, probably 5-6 years, where she's just really come on and really interjected herself back into the mainstream. Have been some great years. I mean, obviously, if you're gonna pay homage to Betty White, don't do a moment of silence. If you're gonna do a moment of silence, play the Golden Girls theme while you're being silent, because you gotta thank you for being a friend.
Absolutely, Brittany.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you adore her. We talked about this the other day on the bar in the bar chat.
And even in death, though, she's had some great the Lord of the Rings memes lately. Have been great.
Oh my God, we never did the memes.
Good.
Should we do the memes? Brittany,
After we're done talking about Betty White, we'll do the memes.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, like, hold on, I'm gonna play the Golden Girls theme just to poke a finger at Facebook. I have to, like, I have no choice. She was, oh God.
Just play a
fellas,
little
I
bit
think
of it. We
I'm
might
gonna
not get flagged.
Yeah.
On the Golden Girls theme, I think I'm going to depart here.
Oh, no worries,
right.
man.
Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, I'll get to be on again soon.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
thank you
man.
for
Thank
joining
you.
us, bro.
Travel
Thank you,
down
man.
the road
Appreciate it.
and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would.
All right, we probably played too much of it. We're gonna get flagged, but whatever.
Yeah, probably, but it's all right.
I'm already crying. Oh my God.
You know what's funny? Like, yesterday, like, when I found out, like, I thought my boss was trolling, and I'm like, I'm not buying into it.
Man.
Not buying into it.
Dean
And
Cerny just hit you with the low blow right there.
another reason Ohio's better than Michigan. Betty White was from Cleveland. You're welcome. Oh, you're a dick. You're a dick.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. She didn't stay in Ohio, did she?
No,
Not
she
really much in
did.
Ohio worth staying for.
No, but God, was she just so fucking hilarious.
Jeez.
I mean,
Yep.
every show she did, every appearance she did, just brilliant and so funny. And it just, it sucked. It was one of those things that I was talking about earlier. Like, I was upset when she passed away. Like, I was legit, like, talking to my wife last night, New Year's Eve, and, like, the tears were welling up. I'm like, man. When you lose somebody like that, they're no longer there. I mean, yes, you have their breadth of work, and you can always go back to that. But you know there's nothing else coming forward. It sucks, man. She was amazing. So funny. And, like, it's a rarity nowadays, right? A rarity to have an entertainer just be that just
Well, she was
centrist
just very
and wholesome.
sweet and genuine about her comedy because she wasn't like, the slap knee kind of thing. It was just more like these quirky moments, like something that you would expect your grandma to say at the table or something and just throw you for the loop.
Yes.
Just her energy was just beautiful. She was kind. She loved, people. She loved animals. She was a huge animal rights advocate,
Mhm.
And I just remember my first time really seeing her was watching Golden Girls with my grandma. And,
Yeah.
make your most memories.
That's how I did it because, my parents both worked. I come home from school like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And, I grew up as an apartment kid initially. And so I would go downstairs to this elderly lady and we would watch Golden Girls and Matlock and all that other stuff. But I mean, it was great. I loved it. It was hilarious. It was a funny show. Like, it was always funny. And she played. I always had a theory to hold on to it. The people who, what they play, they're nothing like that. Like, for instance, Alan Rickman, in Die Hard, what is probably his favorite role. That's not an evil guy. He's hilarious, very nice person. Betty White always played the dummy, right? Nowhere near a dummy. She was witty as shit. she was sly like a fox if there ever was one, right? So, I mean, the great ones, I think they're always like that.
I will admit there were times though in that show where she would be, you know, the Rose and Island giving off these stories from St. Olaf. And there were times I would just sit in my chair and just roll my eyes because I'm like, oh my God. But she was just, it wasn't just her, you know, I get it, like she was just playing the character. The character annoyed me, but herself as a person, she was very funny, very smart, very sweet. You know, so her presence is going to be greatly missed, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And people's like, who's going to fill her shoes? I'm like, nobody. Nobody's going to fill her shoes. Somebody's going to step up and maybe distract us and come at it a different way. But,
but there's never going to be another Betty White for sure.
No way. I mean, she was just when a 90-year-old woman flips you off, you take that like a blessing almost. I mean, she's just a hilarious chick for sure. John says she was a gift of the world. She considered everyone she met a friend. That's a hard trait to find today for sure. You'll name your daughter Betty now, Minnie. I'm thinking about it. I got to talk to the wife. But see, here's the thing: if I root for a daughter, I'm gonna get twin boys. So you know, I'm just gonna like try to stay out of it. She was ex-military member, also. Yeah, she was a women voluntary league for sure. She says we already have equally old school names picked out. Yeah, this is true. We do. The next puppy. Yeah, it's possible. Just like Alice and the Brady Bunch, Michigan grad. Oh, and her new variant. Yeah, we're for sure gonna have one pretty soon. I mean, what's the overrunner on that? That we're gonna new COVID variant within the next 30 days. You think it's gonna be 15 or? I mean, they come out like every month and a half, 2 months, right? Like we're gonna get another one.
I don't know. Just wash your hands before you touch your face or eat.
Yeah. So your wife wants to talk about old school names. My wife's name is Irene. So do you know anybody under Betty White's age actually named Irene?
I do, actually.
Do you?
Nice. I do.
I don't.
I do. And you know what's funny is that I always thought, you know, Betty White was an interesting name. And then, of course, I look at my grandma's name. My grandma's name is Bunny.
Bunny?
And like Bunny Rabbit. And I'm like, what was your mom thinking when she gave
Bunny
me the
Ranch.
name?
Oh.
But yeah, no.
I just made you think of her in a very inappropriate way.
I heard the stories growing up, and I'm just like, that is not at all how I wanted to see you and Grandpa in my mind. At all.
Oh my God! So yeah, any CDC guidelines there, Brittany? Anything we should pay attention to? You know, I read off a few of them. Like anything CDC guidelines you think they should put out for 2022?
I admit, you know, even though even though I'm vaccinated and whatnot, I still have to admit that, you know, they keep changing things so much, and I'm just like, I can't keep up. I just wash my hands. But I think at this point, I would have to say one rule would have to be you have to snap your fingers 3 times before you enter a door, or you have to what else? What else have they been doing now? They say that the cloth masks don't work.
Yeah,
well,
they told us that perfectly fine for like a year and a half, right?
That was the story.
Yeah, depending on if you listen to idiots.
Well, I mean, welcome to government, right?
I don't think Scott Atlas or Peter McCullough or Jane Orient or any of them were telling you to use the cloth face masks. But if you're listening to Fauci,
yeah,
sure.
Well, our girl name is Edith. Yeah, so we can go Edie Mae. It's gonna be Edie Mae Krumring if we have a girl. And if we have a girl, it's gonna be twins. If we have a boy, it's gonna be twin boys. I'm gonna get fucked either way. So I might as well just get used to like tea parties and shit like that. Because I'm rooting for a girl. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. Basically, that's why I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Girls are easy.
No, it worked out really good for me.
Yeah.
It worked out really good for me that we had the boy and then we had a girl next because my wife got preeclampsia and pulmonary hypertension with both of her pregnancies. So after a second one, I was like, yeah, we can't have any more kids. So it was nice that we had both the boy and the girl. So we got to experience both those sides of things. Although,
my
you
mom
know,
says the same thing.
some of the girl problems, yeah, it can be a little bit more difficult for me. And it's like, yeah, you need to take care of that.
All right, so next week, Brittany's gonna wear a booby shirt, and we're gonna do. I keep telling her she's gonna do it. I keep telling her, keep trying to get her to do it. She's never gonna do it. I love it. We're gonna do some games. We're gonna have some fun. But we're almost at 2-hour mark, and I'm feeling like shit, and I'm just done. I'm sorry.
Hey, we didn't do our memes yet.
Oh fuck, we gotta do the memes. God damn it! Really? All right, hold on. Let's go through the memes, and then we'll call it a day after that. How about that?
Yeah, today has been a very trying day, so I'm.
Yeah, it is for just about everybody apparently. Like it just is what it is. God, stop.
Fucking Eugene! I gotta pour my shit.
Oh, you fucking asshole!
I'm just well with the booby shirt. I'm just like, where the fuck am I gonna find a shirt? That's gonna be here in enough time.
Oh, I'm just giving you shit. I don't fucking.
And I'm wondering, like, do they come in like sweaters? Because I don't want to wear a t-shirt now. It's too cold for that nut.
It is.
Yeah, I know, right? You're in Michigan. We gotta wait till summer for this shit.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So here we go.
Coming in June, the booby shirt.
Can you pass me
Coming in June, the booby shirt. Yeah.
Can you pass me the Worcester sauce? The what? The Worcestershire Cheshire sauce?
Oh.
I'm having a stroke. The Worcestershire sauce. Yes, I'm having a stroke. Yes. Nobody can say it. Nobody can say it.
Brandon just sent me a message that he wants to come back on again sometime. So we're gonna have to schedule him again.
I love it. Absolutely.
FYI.
No, Betty White didn't die. No. She grabbed Tony by my throat and whispered in her ear, "I'm taking you with me, son of a bitch." And then she threw them both in the fires of mortar to save us all. That's my fucking story. I'm sticking to it. I just can't deal with it. I love it. I gotta go the other way. Never forget the men who found this country where cannabis growing, whiskey drinking, tax evading rebels who left their homes late one night to go shoot at tyrants who were taking a government paycheck and trying to disarm them. I love it. This is great. This is probably one of my favorite ones of the entire year.
Yeah, I seen this one earlier today, actually.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, wow. I mean, yeah, Buffalo Man, the QAnon dude, yeah, insurrect, yeah. Remember this. The funny thing I find, my favorite thing about the January 6th Commission is that this country was founded on insurrection. And they're like, and everybody got all butthurt when a bunch of people who were pretty much told, you can look at the video. There were literally agents telling, oh yeah, go this way, man. Go ahead, go into the Capitol. Go ahead. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're making shit up now. Famous painter. Yeah. All his paintings bought from China for like, okay. Yeah. We're not compromised. White supremacists. There was legitimate people who thought he killed black people. They legit thought he just killed black people at a Black Lives Matter protest. Unbelievable what the media does these days. Hate crime victim. Yeah, you should have your head bashed.
Yeah, that one was ridiculous. That one, even I've got friends from the ship that are just like, dude, like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, like, oh my God, that SUV that drove itself. Yeah, that's how you know things are messed up. When a bunch of people killed in Waukesha, Wisconsin, and the headline reads SUV leads to deaths of people.
Bro,
oh my God.
My son's godmother was at that parade when that shit happened. Ugh, that's some fucking bullshit. And it's crazy because, yeah, other than talk radio, they don't talk about that shit anymore around here. I mean, you know where I live, Minnie. I live about an hour away from Waukesha, tops. Yeah. Other than Dan O'Donnell and Mark Belling on WISN, nobody talks about this shit anymore. Sheriff David Clark was on the radio filling in for a couple of those guys. He's hammering it too, but
unbelievable.
Who in the national media is actually hammering this?
Nobody. Gun that shot itself. Why is that dude not in fucking prison?
Oh my God. So there's actually a funny story. So when I was at work, I had a guy that called And I don't know if I told you guys this story, but there was a guy that called and he was setting up an appointment to have his car looked at. I said, okay, can I get your name? He's like, yeah, Alec. And I was like, Alex or Alec? He's like, Alec, ALEC, like Alec Baldwin, except I didn't shoot anybody and get away with it. And I literally sat there on the other end of the phone, just like, I don't know if I should laugh or die.
Right, yeah. Trying to keep your bearing. Oh, God, that'd be horrible. I can't believe this dude's not in jail. He literally killed somebody. That's manslaughter. That's manslaughter.
Accidental or not, you still get charged for it.
Yes.
I mean, you still have to go to court, and then they have to decide if it was really accidental or if it was intentional.
Right, which I'm pretty sure
But
was
the fact that they haven't done anything with him is just astonishing.
Yeah, because he's fucking famous. He's got money and he's got power. It's just horrible. Did you realize that if you sit on the toilet at 11:59 p.m. and the clock strikes midnight, it's the same shit, different day? That's a dad joke. I always throw a pit bull one in there. If you think my head is big, you should see my heart. Yeah. My pit bull's a fucking retard.
See, they're
but I love
too.
them. Yeah. When you don't want to take a shower because you're lazy and cold after you get in the hot and shower 4 my mail, I live here.
So I actually had so I don't know if you have ladies, that we have 3 different types of shower. We have the quick one where we don't wash our hair. We have the quick one where we do wash our hair, and then we have the luxury ones. Today was my luxury one where I went full out, shave, wash, facial scrub, everything. I literally was in there for about maybe an hour, and then I started to realize, okay, the shower's getting cold. I can't enjoy this too much anymore.
See, you know what you got to do? You got to get what we got. We got one of those tankless water heaters. Fucking thing never runs out of hot water. It's great.
This is my favorite one of the year, kids.
Covered me harder, Daddy.
That's what it is right now. The fact that people who on the left, who for years cried, screamed, yelled about how the pharmaceutical industry, which they're right about, has unjustly influenced this country, and they have. And then all of a sudden, they're getting Pfizer tattoos because of COVID.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The QR code on the forehead is what really makes this mean right here, because that's where we're heading, man.
Jesus,
dude, did you see a couple weeks ago? Well, a year ago, you were a fucking conspiracy theorist if you were saying, "Oh, they're gonna microchip you with these fucking vaccines," and now there's a Swedish company that's actually making vaccine microchips.
You just wave it under a sensor, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I've been vaxxed." Like, "Oh yeah, no, it's."
I'll just pull out my card. That's all I need. I don't need all that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, pretty soon that's not going to be good enough. You're going to have to get a fucking booster with a fucking chip in it.
A booster and a booster and a booster. Yeah.
Because we're only on our 4th, 5th booster or whatever.
I love this. Enters password.
Oh my god, I had that the other day.
Yeah, new password cannot be your old. What the fuck? I just put it in. You will. Oh yeah.
And it was at work, and I'm like, I really have shit to do right now. This is the most inconvenient to me.
I love it. Let's see. One time I had to ask for tube steak when I worked at Meijer. I don't know how I kept it together. My buddy Phil lost his shit and shot. There you go. I like it. All right, next one. Point to your least favorite vegetable. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He's not there. He's just not. He's not. And it's fucking terrifying because who's behind him? Yeah. Who's behind him? And I feel sorry for him. I get it. You're old. I get it. You're old. You're going to mentally decline, but you shouldn't be in charge of this fucking country. Literally telling people, I'm not supposed to answer questions now and walk away. Holy shit. You're the president of the United States and you have people telling you what to do? You have people advise you what to do when you're the president of the United States. You have people tell you what to do. There's a stark difference. And I'm sorry. It is terrifying right now that dude's in charge. Right before the clock strikes midnight, December 3rd, make sure you raise your left leg. That way you'll start your year on the off on the right foot. Oh my God. That's terrible. Oh, I don't
next week or so. And we were just talking about this a little bit earlier too.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
What's the over under?
Giselle Maxwell says 10 unsupervised minutes with Hillary Clinton.
I
Yeah,
mean,
good luck with that.
Like I said, the meme is probably buying her a little bit of time, actually.
Oh, sure.
It's
Keeping her in the news.
It's extending her
alive.
life
Yeah.
a little bit because it's like, oh shit, we can't do this right away because the entire internet knows we're about to do this.
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
This is my favorite part. All right, this is number 2 in memes in 2021. Is 2021 irony? A person needs a health pass to eat at McDonald's in New York City.
are you
Think
fucking
about that
serious?
for a second. You cannot go into a McDonald's and order a fucking Big Mac with massive fries and a fucking huge caffeinated sugar-infused drink without a vaccine card. Nowhere through this whole time has anybody been like, hey, lose weight, work out, exercise, take vitamin D. No, it's just get vaccinated, get vaccinated, get vaccinated, get vaccinated. Unbelievable. I mean, it's just, oh my God. It's just, what we have become. What we have become.
Oh shit. Hey, Minnie, I'm going to have to forward a whole bunch of memes in here, too, because Chris Benoit is just lighting me up right now.
Oh, God, we'll do
memes
it tomorrow. We get through these, we're done for tonight. I'm done. I'm so tired. I want to go to sleep. AOC claims Ron DeSantis kidnapped her and held her hostage in Miami, and now she is dead. Yeah. AOC,
He's got some good shit, though.
Jesus,
That's an
she's
idiot.
fucking horrible. Warrant officers, when any rank tries to tell them to do something, you have no power here. That's every warrant officer ever. They were hilarious. You never saw
You know
them.
what's funny is that so when I actually flew out to my ship on my first deployment, I remember at the airport I was just conversing with this nice gentleman, older gentleman, very funny and whatnot. I get to the boat and I hear Blue Dancy and I turn and there's this same gentleman. I'm like, oh shit, and he's a warrant officer. Oh my God. I was like, hey, nice seeing you here. I didn't know you were here. He's like, yeah.
Nice.
So anytime he saw me, he always asked me how I was doing. How's the family? And if I needed any help with anything, get him up. Now I look back, I'm like, what an idiot. How many times did I drop the F-bomb in front of this guy?
I love it. When you're the first one to comment at orgy, and now you gotta just sit there like, yeah, you're only the first one for sure. I was giving y'all free speech and a profile song on your page, but no, you just had to go to Facebook, didn't you? Oh, Tom, I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what happened.
It used to be cool. MySpace used to be the shit. I don't know what the fuck happened.
It was
Yeah.
Gen
Well,
X's first foray into social media, really, right?
Yeah.
Facebook invested all the money they had into overtaking MySpace, and they were successful in doing it.
Yeah.
That's what fucking happened. But
Pretty
yeah,
much.
when you think about it, MySpace was, you add a live broadcasting like we're doing now to MySpace, and MySpace is better than what Facebook
Oh,
is.
yeah, for
Fuck
sure.
yeah, it was. Fuck yeah, it was. And you knew how to make people mad because instead of just going, oh, they unfriended me, you'd just be like the top 8 and they would just disappear.
Right? Yeah, you could do your top
and then
8.
You get that phone call like, why'd you take me off? You're like,
you could pick your top 5 songs, and that would be like what people heard when they come to your page.
You could take like the certain codes and like make your page like have certain backdrops to it.
Yeah.
So,
MySpace was this shit. We're all fucking idiots for migrating
they were
to
idiots.
Facebook.
Yeah.
We're all fucking morons. We all should be kicked in the fucking crotch for this shit.
HR brings in a guest speaker to talk about sexual harassment in the workplace. Me. Show us your butthole. Yeah, I might have been that guy before.
Yeah, that seems about right. Oh my God.
If you got Treg, he's actually gonna do it.
Madden 99 Attorney Club. Oh, I love you guys. To send Maxwell's new cars. Yeah. Did you hear they're not charging the guards who are in charge of Jeffrey Epstein? They dropped the charges.
I heard that.
They made the decision 2 weeks. They made it 2 weeks before the fucking trial was over, and they announced it on the 30th. Like, wow.
Yeah,
if you
that's
don't think we're getting fucked, that's proof that we're getting fucked. That there's a ruined class and they don't give a fuck about you at all.
Nope.
None. No fucks given.
You know what's gonna be crazy is when the Waukesha driver ends up, walking out at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Because that's the way things are fucking going right now, man.
I know.
Well, they let his bailout ridiculously low, and I'm like, that was just a stupid.
That's been the thing. Milwaukee County is fucking ridiculous. I live here. I listen to this shit every day. I listen to a lot of radio, and they've been. It's nothing new. They've been talking about this literally for the last 5 years on the radio. How guys are getting out, and then they go and do stupid shit. And it's like, why isn't this guy in jail? Oh, thank you, John Chisholm. And then the governor is like, oh, well, I'm not going to do anything until I get a formal complaint. Now he's gotten a formal complaint. And it's like, well, I'm still not going to do anything. And there's an election coming up next year. So hopefully he gets killed by like 70-30 or something. He's got to lose by like 40 points,
Hey, Mick, look who I outlived this.
Send the fucking message.
He has an accident. He has an accident in the Milwaukee jail. Like, when Jeffrey Dahmer, that dude who stabbed his wife like 57 times and blamed it on the black dude. Remember when they both got killed in the same bathroom in jail?
Dude.
Yeah, that needs to happen to him. Yeah, like, I forgot to fill my log. The guard was like, I forgot to fill my logs for half the day.
Either there they say, I just happened to see a bird fly by and I just kind of got distracted and we're dead.
It happens.
Milwaukee County is just fucking crazy right now too, because like remember just a few years ago everybody looked at Milwaukee County and they're like, America's sheriff, David Clark.
Yeah.
Great fucking guy. And now it's like the sheriff they have there now, if you are a corrections officer at the House of Corrections in Milwaukee County, you are not allowed to call inmates. They are persons in custody.
Oh my God.
David Clark was like, if you violate your probation, we will hunt you down while you sleep.
Yeah.
Now we got a guy that's like, you can't even call them inmates anymore.
Jesus Christ. Hey, Mick, look how I lived this year. And there's another one. That's from the Marine Rapper for Betty.
The Marine Rapper, our boy.
Let's get some. I love it. Definitely got into the top 5 of the year for sure. Like, come on.
I didn't get my memes in because I was dealing with other shit at the moment. So.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, usually when I pick off people's memes, I like edit their names out of it, but TMR, I was like, okay, we're keeping his name up in the corner. Everybody needs to know this is where it came from.
The only reason the government came with the RICO laws because the mafia was more organized than the government. Well, they're more effective, not more organized, but they're more effective for sure. And if you think about it, think about the lottery. What was the lottery back in the day? Oh, that was a numbers game, which was one of the biggest earners for the mafia. Was the numbers game. So, it's funny how we, marijuana is a class 1 drug by the DEA. Really, it's higher than meth. Figure that one out. It's all bullshit. I'm done with it, and we're gonna get into it later for sure in the next few weeks. I am done. With politicians. I am fucking over it. Everything is bullshit. Everything is a fucking lie. Everything's just demagoguery and just trying to fucking get people to agree and back something and give money. It's just stupid. I'm so done with them. Other than that, all right. So it's 11:10, and I'm not feeling that great, and I would just call it a day. Next week, though, we'll have the radio. Hopefully, we'll have the Brittany, and we will have somebody else to do. And my wife just flashed me. Just made my fucking day.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It happens once an episode, and she had to wait till the end.
How do you not just enjoy?
Gotta end on a high note.
Absolutely. So next week, hopefully, we'll do some games. We'll have the radio, El Radio, and I won't be phoning in. I won't feel so bad. I apologize. I just feel like shit today. I just worked so hard to paint on New Year's Eve. It was
Yeah, it's the New Year's special. What do you expect?
It opened up my eyes to like, oh my god, I just can't do this anymore, kind of shit. But all right, T, final thoughts.
All right. Well, unfortunately, our other special guest that I was trying to arrange for tonight, which hopefully we'll get him in the future.
Yeah,
but
sure.
we mentioned him a few times tonight. The Marine Rapper, hooked up with him through Instagram. Good dude. He does great stuff on his page, just like we try to do on our network. Trying to build that network. You know, push-ups don't mean shit. We do the 22 a day. That don't mean shit. That's as good as Michelle Obama putting the our girls hashtag our girls after those girls got.
But you're talking to the fucking. You're married to the president. You fucking bitch. What are you doing? Hashtag bring my girl. You're talking to the leader of the free world.
We need to build up our network. That's what we're trying to do. So if you got a problem, reach out to one of us or somebody that you met through doing one of our shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch on one of our shows.
Inboxes are always open. Yep.
Exactly. But as long as I'm talking about our friend, the Marine Rapper, he just released a new album on New Year's Eve. It's currently 20 copies away from passing Nas for the #1 hip hop album in the country. So if you have iTunes, go buy Culture War 2, The Cold War by the Marine Rapper. Help him get to #1 in the country.
Hell
and
absolutely.
even if you don't have iTunes, go to themarinerapper.com because I got a Samsung phone.
Yep.
And you
order a copy in China.
Yeah. You order a copy off there. Not only will you get the download of the album, but you also get the physical disc in the mail when he gets them. And like I ordered his last album, Culture War. Sometimes with some of these albums, you get an autograph copy in the mail. So it's only $10 on his website. You could get an autograph copy, maybe if it's one of the ones he decides to sign. And it's totally worth it. And give an independent artist the #1 spot in the country.
That's awesome. All right, Brittany, what you got?
Kind of piggybacking. I hate to sound like a fucking officer saying this, but yeah, definitely hit us up if you have any issues or if you need somebody to talk to. Hit one of these two guys. If you need more of the feminine touch to it, hit me up by all means.
Wait a minute, you got a feminine touch?
I know, right? It's
sometimes.
I had to take the shot. You solved all that up there.
Shot.
Oh, you fucks.
But other than that, be safe, make good decisions, and especially for y'all who live up north like us, drive slow, please. Please drive slow.
Yes. All right, as my wife said, love and light to you all, and like one of my favorite comics ever. Have a good night. Have a God blessed roast.
Squad.
Shit, I still got to put the other half of my dangerous shot